Good afternoon. You should give yourself a round of applause for what you're experiencing today, because you are experiencing today community. What you're experiencing when you're experiencing community is support, is information, is knowledge, but most importantly is love. And as you've heard all our speakers today, you've heard them all talk about community and building community. I want each and every one of you to think about building community for yourself, for your organisation, whether that's a corporate organisation or a government organisation or a small organisation. But leave here with the two words of building community. Now here, when we experience TED and what Chris is doing with TED and mini TED, and what we're seeing Luchan and Corinne do with TEDxMaastricht, what we're seeing is a little community in formation. And we capture that community through that little hashtag on Twitter, and we follow and we retweet. But what happens after we leave here? How do we continue that conversation? How do we continue that dialogue? Because we have a community of 900 people. It's here today, it's gone tomorrow. We have to ensure that communities are sustainable. In 1998, I started building a community. Before I heard words like social network, like social media. I wanted to try and do it with my wife without venture capital. That was really stupid. That meant I had to sell my house, I had to sell my cars, I had to end up with nothing at all. But I had a community. I had support, I had love, I had care. I now have 600,000 people in this community. One global family with a friend in every city. No assets at all, but this community. Now outside there on the World Wide Web are thousands of these communities in healthcare. And they're desperate for two things. They're desperate for capital and they're desperate for scale. And that's what corporations have. They have capital and they have scale. But corporations have got a problem. Corporations and communities are opposites. Corporations are closed, selective and controlling. Communities are open, random and supportive. They don't match. They clash into each other. They have to be outside of the organisation. Communities are closed. They don't like information to leak out of them. They're very selective who they recruit, and they tend to recruit people like them, so they get more of the same. Controlling. Corporations want to be in control of everything. So this force of the corporation or the government, which is closed, selective and controlling, is meeting this force of community or network on the internet, which is open, letting everybody in. Random. Data comes at you in a chaotic form. It's very, very hard to follow. Even just following the hashtag of tweets today, it's very hard to follow. If you read some of the tweets we've seen today going out to the rest of the world in the room, some people have actually posted things that haven't been said. How did they do that? They heard something, reinterpreted it. Oh, I think they said that. Submit. Communities are open, random and supportive organisms. They are the complete opposite of companies, corporations, governments. What you're seeing happening in the Middle East is coming to every company in the world. What you're seeing happening in the Middle East is coming to every country and government in the world. Closed, selective and controlling models are not sustainable. They're not sustainable against the force of the community network. So I say to the corporations, embrace all the communities out there. Embrace them, support them, acquire them, invest in them, sponsor them, help them, care for them. But don't try and control them. Leave them outside of your organisation. Now, how do you find the best people in your organisation to run them? Who are the best people who should be the bridge between the corporation and the community? Because there's got to be a bridge. Now, in the United States and in London, you've seen the emergence of two measurement platforms. These platforms are measuring your social capital. Your social capital is your ability to get things done through others, through your networking, through your connections. One of those systems is called Clout, K-L-O-U-T, run by a CEO called Joe Fernandez, at Joe Fernandez for the Twitter ID. The other one is called Peer Index, run by at Azim, A-Z-E-E-M. These systems measure your social capital. These systems measure your performance online based on your tweets, your blogs, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Quora, your friend feed, all the systems out there. They measure how you're doing online. They give you a score out of 100. I score a 69. I've got 31 to go. Lady Gaga, 92. She can sing better than me. Justin Bieber, 100. Michael Arrington, 80. Work out what your score is on Clout and Peer Index. Find out how you're currently doing. Here's my theory. If you're below 50, you're still playing on the internet. You don't really understand it. You think you do, but you don't. And you don't want people to tell you that you don't understand it. But believe me, you don't understand it if you're below 50. What's happening in California now with internet companies is people with a score, a Clout score, a Peer Index score below 50, they're not getting an interview. This is just beginning at California and Silicon Valley internet companies, just beginning. These scores, these social capital scores, these social media scores, are a measure of your ability to get things done. The people in your organization who have the highest scores, those are the people who you should rip out of the organization and connect to those healthcare communities. Not some of them, all of them. And unite those healthcare communities with single sign-on through Twitter, through Facebook, through Gmail, through all the single sign-on IDs like OpenID. Integrate and unite all of those communities out there, because those are the environments where people are looking for care, looking for support, looking for love, looking for someone to listen. The greatest gift you can give another human being is your ears. People ask me, what is the ROI on a community? The ROI on a community is love, is care. And when people are in a stressed or distressed state, they want to be in a place where they feel safe. Corporations are trying to keep people out, to non-contacting them. So let the communities form, support them, unite them, take care of them. And most importantly, understand that building community is about love and support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Thank you. Well done.